God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Now I'm in the meetings, getting shepherded by some deacons. Shout out Pastor Mark, Pastor James, Pastor Steven. And I'm planning on going on missions. My missions in my neighborhood, taking care of my neighbors, doing things I never would. When you love your neighbors, you are doing the greater good, like family, church, and neighborhoods. Let's go! Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. When I walk through the valley, yeah. Yeah. Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, when I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to service, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service.
If you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe
yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Now I'm in the meetings, getting shepherded by some deacons. And shout out Pastor Mark, Pastor James, Pastor Steven. And I'm planning on going on missions. My missions in my neighborhood, taking care of my neighbors, doing things I never would. When you love your neighbors, you are doing the greater good, like family, church, and neighborhoods. Let's go! Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. When I walk through the valley, yeah. Yeah. Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, when I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to service, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Now I'm in the meetings, getting shepherded by some deacons. And shout out Pastor Mark, Pastor James, Pastor Steven. And I'm planning on going on missions. My missions in my neighborhood, taking care of my neighbors, doing things I never would. When you love your neighbors, you are doing the greater good, like family, church, and neighborhoods. Let's go! Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. When I walk to the valley, yeah. Yeah.
Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I walk through the valley in the shadow, even though I
when I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to service, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah, I need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praise the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in faith, I was teething, praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service.
If you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher.
Yeah, Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Now I'm in the meetings, getting shepherded by some deacons. And shout out Pastor Mark, Pastor James, Pastor Steven. And I'm planning on going on missions. My missions in my neighborhood, taking care of my neighbors, doing things I never would. When you love your neighbors, you are doing the greater good, like family, church, and neighborhoods. Let's go! Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. When I walk through the valley, yeah. Yeah.
Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow. Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow. Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow.
When I need love and mercy, yeah. I need to get back to service, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. I need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. Praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship, yeah. I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy, yeah. When I need love and mercy, yeah. Need to get back to worship.
Let's go. All right. Let's go. What it do? Welcome to Friday Night Live with Frenchie Riff locked in. We ready to go this Friday. Guys, listen. So much to talk about, but today's episode, as you saw, is going to be on the future of music, and I'm talking about music in all genres, but specifically also some worship music, because there's so much going on right now. It's happening so fast. We might miss a little change in how we listen to music, how we create music. And if you saw my last post on Locked In, I've been messing around with some Suno. I've been messing around with some AI music. I want to see what kind of Christian music this AI stuff can actually produce, and is it something that we're going to argue about in the next few years, or whether it is something that's going to benefit us Christians or not, okay, or hurt us in our journey. So we're going to be talking about that. And but before we get started, you guys already know we have a new kind of approach that we start our channel with, where we're going to do a Bible study to start. A quick Bible study on something really light, but something that I thought was going to be very interesting for you guys to even think about and process, and how you read about King David. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to get to all of this AI stuff that I promise you. We're going to talk about this music and how's this going to impact the music industry, but I also must start my recording. So welcome to Locked In Christians. If this is your first time, make sure you join us if you want to be a part of our community that we are building slowly but surely, building this community here. But if you want to be a part of us, join us. Just the website should be up, lockedinchristians.com. And actually, I think we have a landing page that you can just drop in an email. And when the website is ready for our community, you can just join us right then. We love to create this online community more than ever. We think the ministry, for me personally, has always felt like is moving online, as you can probably reach as many people, more people than Paul with one video. Imagine that. You can reach literally more people than Paul's ministry with one video. So why shouldn't we be using this platform? All right, so that's the reason for this channel. That's why we're here, and hopefully you want to join us and be a part of it. But we're gonna start with our Bible study. But before that, we got to do the intro. We got to do the intro twice, because it's just that good. All right. I don't even know if that intro worked. I didn't see it. Yeah, something definitely did not work there. But anyway, guys, today's Bible study, we're going to be in Samuel. There's just something that stuck out to me as I'm reading 1 Samuel in our family Bible study, and I thought it was interesting about the correlation between King David and Jesus Christ. Not only that, but there's something interesting about give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Ooh, there's something interesting about King David of the Bible I was just recently kind of privy to. And I thought about this for a second, because King David lived some 2,000 plus years ago. Okay, probably closer to 3,000. All right. He was way before Jesus Christ's arrival on earth as a human. But he lived that long ago. But you still know something about King David today. It's kind of interesting. We don't think about it. But if I were to ask you, for example, can you tell me about your great-great-great-grandfather? Yeah, crickets. It will be crickets unless you're big trust fund situation where there's a nice portrait of all your ancestors in the in whatever those fancy rooms with just books and lovely portraits. Unless you grew up like that, then you might know something about your great great grandfather, or you are part of the royal family of like Netherlands, England, Australia, or whatever. If you are some kind of royalty, you may know something about your great 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 grandfather. But those of us who have none of that track record do not know much about past our, let's just say, three great grandfather, okay? Beyond that, we have no clue who they were, what they did. All we know is they survived and long enough for us to be born. I digress just a bit, but I'm making a point. I want you guys to just let me digress for 5 seconds, because I thought this was actually something mind-blowing about God's promise to King David and how that's connected to me knowing about him in 2026. I think that's actually kind of interesting. So think about how you cannot know, or you don't know on average, right, about your great 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 grandfather, but you know something about King David. You know something, whether you are a Christian, non-believer, atheist, yada yada yada. You've read something, you've heard something, you've seen something about King David in the Bible. And it's not a coincidence that we have very popular movies that have just dropped recently. The David cartoon movie that's very very popular. It resonates with a lot of kids because he does that David and Goliath fight. And also, there was a David TV show recently as well that was very popular. So clearly, there's something about King David that we know him today because of something, right? It's like you don't know something by accident. God's promise to David in 2 Samuel 7, also called the Davidic Covenant, has a lot to do with why we know about King David, right? David is described in the Bible as a man after God's own heart. And I think that is one of the reasons why he had this relationship with God, to where God's like, it's actually kind of funny, but in chapter 7, we talked about it a few episodes ago, but David actually wants to build this like temple for God so he can store the Ark of the Covenant, because that was the presence of God on earth back in Old Testament, right? The people of Israel used to literally carry that thing in battle with them, and they would win the battle when they had the ark with them. And even the enemies were scared when they had the Ark of the Covenant with them. It's actually quite interesting. But David wanted to build this temple for God so he can put the ark in there. And God's like, nah, David, thanks though. I instead am going to have you and your offspring build this thing, where your offspring will build this. Your kingdom will last not just generations, but forever. God told David his kingdom would last that long. And also he says, your name will be known throughout all the generations, right? King David's name will be known for forever. Like, let's just say nothing crazy happens in the world, right? There's no war, there's a World War III or anything like that. Another 100 years go by. My offspring, your great, 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 great grandchildren will know more about King David than they will about me or you, or unless, you are somebody that of major importance. And God even says it in chapter 7 of 2 Samuel. Let me go ahead and read that part, because I think that part makes the biggest difference, right? It's in verse 8. This is 2 Samuel chapter 7. It says in verse 8 here, it says, now, therefore, thus you shall say to my servant David, thus says the Lord of hosts, I took you from pasture, from following the sheep, and you shall be prince over my people Israel. And I have been with you wherever you went, and have cut off all your enemies before you. And I will make for you a great name, like the name of the great ones of the earth. Wow. Listen, if you have your Bible, highlight that part, because it's the reason why you know about King David. I digress again, but let me read that last part for you, because God literally was telling David that his name will be known throughout all the ages. It says, and I will make for you a great name like the name of the great ones of the earth. What great ones is God referring to? Well, I think about this in our society today, right? If you do something great, let's just do Elon Musk, for example. He will possibly be known for a lot of generations, not because, you know, he's some good guy or whatever the case may be. It's because of the great things that he has created. I mean, we've probably watched some of the craziest engineering marvels that we have never seen before. I mean, we saw a rocket go up and land itself. He saw a big rocket go up and get caught like with chopsticks. Insane, right? It's like we've never seen those things before. So his name, Elon Musk, I mean, not that it's not popular. It's very popular today, right? It will probably be just as popular in 10 years, 20 years, and 50 years. But it will not be as popular as King David, right? God is recognizing that there will be great names on the earth, people that do great things. And they don't all have to worship God, by the way. It's just people that did great things, like one of the kings of Egypt, or one of the pharaohs or something. There's really popular characters that were great names that we know of them today, right? But they're not necessarily are friends of God. They could be enemies of God. But God recognizes great is great. And he says, David, your name will be great like all the great ones of the earth. So when I read that, at first I was like, I had the light bulb moment. I was like, whoa, no way. That's actually pretty cool that we know about King David because of this covenant. God said, because, I mean, or else we would know about a lot more people. Like, it's so weird that we know about him. You know something about him. Ask anyone around you, hey, what do you know about King David in the Bible? They know something, right? They know David and Goliath. They know something about him. That's how great God made his name. That's insane. Oh my gosh, how much time has passed, and just to be known. Like, I barely know people I met like 20 years ago. Okay, I digress, but I thought that was pretty cool to see how God not only fulfills his promises, but God also, when he says he's going to do something, he means it, and we're watching it happen. It's hard for me not to believe in anything else, because, like, the proof is here. Like, I know about something that I shouldn't know about, to be fair. Okay, it had nothing to do with me back then, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, guys, that's the word I wanted to share with you guys. If that's something that you resonate with, let me know in a comment or something like that. But we're going to have a specialized video of this portion only on the channel, and then also a separate video doing our music, all the other fun stuff that we do on the channel. All right, so without any further ado, guys, we're going to get into this AI stuff, and I got lots of cool stuff to show you guys, man. It's going to be pretty dope. Anyway, here we go. Looks like something's definitely not happening with the video. I don't know, something always breaks when I get on live, but anyways, all right, got a lot to share with you guys today. Tonight's episode, we're gonna be talking about music, but not just any music, right? We're talking about hit number ones on iTunes Christian charts, Christian artists that just cracked the Billboard mainstream top 40 for the first time in 11 years. And $3 billion copyright war is being fought right now over who owns the future of music. What does all this mean for worship, for artists, for the church? We're going to go deep tonight. Let's get into it with me, Frenchie. All right, I don't know why I keep pressing that, but it's definitely not working. But Solomon Ray is an AI generated. Let me see if I can pull this guy up. Solomon Ray is an AI generated gospel artist created by Christopher Jermaine Townsend. His songs, including "Find Your Rest," hit #1 on iTunes and Christian gospel charts, mixing real artist playlists with zero labeling. That is, the artist is AI. The backlash from Christian artists has been immediate and pointed. The most popular backlash we saw was from Forrest Frank, who's popping off right now as well. But let me go ahead and pull up this article so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I think it's interesting, guys. Let me know in the comments, have you even heard of this Solomon Ray AI music character? Because, I mean, how... There he is right here. Oh, you know what? I think we actually did cover this a little bit. I love how they use like a real picture. Like he's a real person or something. Like they got this guy in a suit and the cross necklace right here. Like, is that wild? Like, so it says according to his Spotify profile. Let me go ahead and zoom in on here so you guys can see. So this is Solomon Ray, the AI Christian artist that went #1. It says, according to his Spotify profile, Solomon Ray is a Mississippi-made soul singer carrying a Southern soul revival into the present. His most recent releases is the EP, which we covered on one of our episodes, A Soulful Christmas, featuring tracks like Soul to the World and Jingle Bell Soul. Okay. Ray is a verified artist on the streaming platform and draws over almost 500,000 monthly listeners. Bro, almost 500,000 listeners monthly, and became a top artist on the iTunes Top 100 Christian and Gospel Album chart this week. This is insanity because there's artists. I know artists that are so good, right? They're so good at music, and they're not getting even remotely close to these monthly numbers. If you're looking at this, if you're one of the, really, really amazing Christian artists right now that is dropping just what seems like banger after banger, and you're not seeing these numbers, and you see this AI artist almost cracking 500,000 monthly listeners, like, how do you feel about that? Either way, the person that's writing the prompts is getting paid for these listeners, but the credit is going to the AI artist, which doesn't exist. Now, Forrest Frank, big artist, you guys know him. Matter of fact, let me show you guys Forrest Frank criticizing AI artists. There we go. So Forrest Frank spoke out. I don't know, I got Cloudflare going crazy, but he spoke out about this iTunes Solomon Ray character, and the term AI, he says, stands for, obviously, artificial intelligence. It says, while Forrest Frank did not explicitly name the AI artist on top of the charts, it says screenshots included the video, identified the Christian album as Soulful by Solomon Ray, the album we were just talking about, while Find Your Rest and Good Temptation by Ray are top 2 Christian songs on iTunes. Ray's an AI persona. He says, I hate bringing attention to this. I just want to let you guys know that this is out there, and I think it's important that we just pause a little bit and kind of ask questions like, is it something that we want? He added. At minimum, he says, AI does not have the Holy Spirit inside of it, so I think it's really weird to be opening up your spirit to something that has no spirit. I personally will not be listening to this, he added. I already don't listen to secular music, and I'm not sure I'm going to be listening to AI Christian music. So initially, when I shared this post from Forrest Frank, I kind of agreed that it does not have a soul. I'm not gonna lie, it's being crafted out of nowhere. But here's where I think there's a little bit of disagreement. I would say personally is that this music is being prompted by a person that has a spirit. Okay. Now, if you are making AI music and then you create an AI like character persona, right, to put behind the person and not just like audio waves of somebody singing, I think that creates a weird dilemma, if anything. And I think that does make it weird when you add that kind of persona, like this AI artist right here, Solomon Ray. If you add an actual person behind it, that's weird. But if you're just listening to audio, what's the difference between me listening to just instrumental, for example, right? I know some people that do worship and just have like instrumental playing in the background. It's like, what if the guy that created the instrumental is not of the Spirit? He's not Christian. Is he being used by God to create that? I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is there. And also, it's like, how do we really tell, like what's the worship when we're listening to music? Are we worshiping the actual sound, the notes, the drums, the bass, or are we worshiping God and the music is helping us get into the state of worshiping God? I don't know the answer to that as well, but still, I think that the future of music is going to be creating music that you like. Personally, like say you can borrow the voice of Beyonce, for lack of a better artist. Okay, you borrow the voice of Beyonce and you prompt it to create a worship song, and it sounds amazing. It sounds like it's being sung by Beyonce. What is the difference between that and just a random AI artist? I mean, these things are trained by vocals. It's actually a pretty decent debate. So I don't know. I think the future of music, we should remain open. We really don't know what takes off. Look at what we do now. How do we know the music is not going to just shift? There's another pastor that says, he said, if you've never been born, how can you be born again? And he's talking in relation to AI music artists like this Solomon Ray guy, for example. And Townsend says the goal is to uplift, not replace. Okay, this is the creator of this artist, Solomon Ray. He says that his goal is to uplift, but not replace. That's a valid answer. Can we we can't really get mad at someone that says his goal is to uplift the name of God and not to replace. So it seems like his heart and his mission is on the right place. I'm just not sure, when you create an actual figure with like a face, I don't know which line that, that's blurry on. So I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you guys think in the comments? Like, let me know. Do you think AI artists, once you add like a face to it, becomes weird, or can you just listen to music that's using vocals from anybody? Not sure. He also says, no disclosure on playlists, but listeners don't know they are listening to AI when they stream. That's actually probably the scariest part. But how do we define AI? One of my favorite Christian rappers, he says that technically we have been using AI. I mean, when we digitize music, it has become AI. I can't tell you, yes, I will play some notes on a keyboard, but eventually the AI takes that and embeds it into the song track, right? It's like you're still using some kind of AI to create this thing, but I think Forrest Frank's point is that when that person is singing, right, that character is singing, it's not something that has the spirit, and I think he's right on that. What is worship? He says, Townsend says, is it a song? Is it the soul that generates it? The question goes deep, right? Gospel music has always been built on testimony. AI has no testimony. Can it truly testify? Interesting. Here's a historical parallel for you guys. Every new technology in church music caused controversy. That started with electric guitars, CCM, drums. Is this the same or is it categorically different? Okay, think about that for a second. Every new technology in music or in church music has caused controversy because the oldest church music used to just be hymnals, right? From the Psalms, Songs of Solomon, so many different hymnals in here, so many different poetic books in the Bible. And it used to just be you sing the hymns and then you sit down and listen to a pastor. But then eventually somebody came in and probably brought a guitar, and that caused some controversy. And then the guitar picked up to an electric guitar, caused controversy. Then the drums came, controversy. And then people started bringing like CCMs and, like pads and all this stuff, controversy. Now we are in the AI age where people are not even playing any instruments, but just telling the computer what kind of song to generate, controversy. Think about that for a second. That's crazy. It's like, is this the same controversy that we always face when there's something new in church music, some kind of new instrument, some kind of new tech, or is this categorically different because it's AI? Ooh, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think is super interesting. Where is the line AI as a tool or AI as replacement? And you guys already know my opinion. I've done songs. I mess around with Suno and draft, all types of random stuff. Matter of fact, I created an entire playlist of just AI Christian music because I'm curious to know if these songs resonate with the newest generation of young Christians more than like the old worship songs we used to listen to. So I'm doing an experiment right now, and I'm going to post that. I actually have a site that I'm working on. Maybe I'll show you guys a little bit later where I'm going to post all of this music that I've created in a playlist so you can go check out this like AI radio and then I want to see if it actually resonates more, because if you don't know if it's AI, even though I listed on there, does it resonate more as worship, or is it the same as all the music that we grew up listening to? So it's very curious. I'm doing that, and that's my opinion on it, but I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments. Now, guys, the second thing I wanted to talk about with this music is artists that are cracking the Billboard top 100, top 40, and this is for the first time in 11 years. I believe the last artist to crack that Billboard top 100 was probably Lecrae and maybe Kirk Franklin and a couple others, but it was 11 years ago. 11 years ago, that's when a Christian artist popped off on the charts. Can you believe that? That's a long time ago. So let's look at this story because it's on the Billboard. And what is this? Man, I always got something weird going on every time. Okay, pause. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so it says here, Christian music is surging on Billboard charts, and you guys already know we've seen this trend, and it was something that I caught on early in January at the beginning of this year, but now it's being solidified as more Christian artists are starting to enter the top 100, and this says for the first time in 11 years. That's a long time, guys. And now let's check out what these songs are. Brandon Lake's Hard Fought Hallelujah. Great song, by the way. It's number 44 in its 11th week on the chart. Forrest Frank's Your Way's Better. Fire song. You can hear that bad boy everywhere. Good barbecue song. I'm not going to lie. Forrest Frank probably invited to the barbecue just for that song alone. It's number 7. It jumps from number 72 to number 62 in its second week. That's so good. And I bet that's probably, a testament to the hard work that he put in to that song, and probably many more songs that, and we're just seeing the one song that seems like success. But I know for a fact, as an artist myself, he's probably cranked out a lot of songs, and then this one's finally being blessed by the Lord. Now, it says here that Brandon Lake has 42 songs on the Hot Christian Song chart since 2019. That's a lot of songs. 9 of those reached the top 10, and that's on the Hot Christian Songs, and 6 hit number 1, and 3 of those including the recent Hard Fought Hallelujah. And then it says here, Forrest Frank, he broke into the Billboard in 2020 as half of the pop duo. I did not even know this. Alongside Colin Padalecki, I guess still they split. He went solo like Backstreet Boys, thanks to their viral hit Sunday Best. Oh wow, okay, I know Sunday Best. So they just do different songs. I gotta look in Forrest Frank. Matter of fact, we gotta get Forrest Frank to pull up on the show, man. All right, the TikTok friendly song. TikTok friendly climbed to number 19 on the Hot 100, and this is for the Christian Hot 100, and found success on the radio. And also it says Frank has pivoted to Christian music since then. Okay, so Sunday Best probably wasn't a direct Christian song, maybe, because it says here he pivoted to Christian music and quickly became a force in the genre. 34 entries on the Hot Christian Songs chart, including top 10s like Good Day. I like Good Day. Good Day. And then Never Get Used to This. Yeah, he has a bunch of bangers. But Your Way's Better is absolutely fire. And Nothing Else with Thomas Rhett. Wow, I did not know that he had a song with Thomas Rhett. That's actually, look at me learning more songs right now. All right, no other artist has charted more songs on the ranking since the beginning of 2022, and he finished 2024 as number 1 top new Christian artist. Now, guys, again, this is a testament just to the hard work of all these artists. These 2 contemporary Christian artists just did something the industry hadn't seen in over a decade. And we got to applaud them for that. That means the kingdom's working. Things are becoming more popular that are in the faith. And I think that's good overall for society. Let's just be honest. Okay, some of the music we had here was absolutely disturbing. Now, we covered Jelly Roll's Grammy controversy in episode 118. You can find that in the channel, guys. This is a different angle. Him appearing on a worship song that's now mainstream top 40. Traditionally, secular artists like Jelly Roll, Killer Mike, T.I., they're now being nominated in Christian music Grammy categories. Lines are blurring, and I don't know if this is a good thing. There's a lot of controversy for mainstream artists working with Christian artists like Lecrae in that song with T.I. and Killer Mike and all that good stuff, or Jelly Roll and featuring artist stuff. I think as long as there is a genuine change, like you're not just doing a Christian song just to capture a new market, which I'll be honest, some artists probably do something like that. But as long as there's a change and you're actually trying to move yourself away from the mainstream music, I'm up for it. Like, who's to know how somebody's heart is? 60% of the Christian music artists is female. That is crazy. 30% millennial and 100% streaming focus. Now, let me take a sip of this real quick because, guys, think about those stats for a hot second, okay? 60% of Christian music audience is female. What are the male listening to? I know what they're listening to. It is not Christian rap because most males I know think Christian rap is cheesy still. My very best friend thinks Christian rap is cheesy, and I can't convince him any otherwise. 30% of millennials are listening to Christian music, and it's 100% stream focused. So that means there are almost no other ways that people are listening to Christian music. So if you're a Christian artist right now, focus on the streaming. That's pretty much where all the traffic is going. Is mainstream crossover a win for the gospel? More ears for the message? Or does it change the message to reach more ears? That's a question that I think most artists probably wrestle with. If you are that type of stature in the music industry and you can feature mainstream artists, this is a issue that you will have to wrestle with personally, because this crossover looks like a win from an outreach standpoint, but as in growth standpoint, or as in let me separate myself from the world standpoint, it probably looks a little bit different. But again, that's not something that I've had to face. I haven't featured like a mainstream artist in any of my songs. I've only worked with other Christian artists, but I think that's interesting. What does it mean that a song called Heartfelt Hallelujah featuring a country rapper with face tattoos is cracking the mainstream? Right, I'm talking about there's a certain aura with being a music artist that is always interesting. It's like the tattoos, the vocals, the dress wear, and that's something that I've watched Christian artists look like they're struggling with, like physically. Right? It's like you want to wear the chains, right? It's hip hop. For example, if you're a Christian rapper, you're doing a music video, you want to wear the chains, you want to wear the outfit, the J's, like that's just the hip hop culture. Does that change if you are Christian? Does that change if you are doing music that glorifies the Lord? Do you change how you dress, or does it even matter, right? Because if the number one song, Heartfelt Hallelujah, featuring an artist who's tatted all over, like what does that say for Christians that are against tattoos, right? I know a lot of Christians that don't have any tattoos. I'm one that don't have tattoos, but I'm not against any of it. My wife has tattoos, and I think it's interesting as an artist to look like the world and sing about something that's edifying or rap about something that glorifies the Lord. Can it be a hiccup for somebody? Sure. Can somebody distinctly tell from just looking at you that you are an artist that represents God? Maybe, maybe not. It's kind of interesting to think about. But guys, the next thing I wanted to cover today is the $3 billion AI music copyright war and who is winning. All right, so that's going to be a topic we're about to look into in just a second. All right. I'm not even sure what what is that? Like that's the weirdest screensaver. Guys, if you use OBS, let me know what I'm doing wrong, because OBS is acting totally different. The music industry's battle over AI is playing out in federal courts right now. Ooh, this is crazy. Says here that Universal Music Group, arguably the biggest company to own majority of the music that you listen to today on the radio, it says filed what may be the largest non-action copyright case in U.S. history. Over $3 billion for infringement of 20,000 plus songs. 20,000 plus songs. Okay. It says here, independent musicians sued Google's Lyria 3 AI for training on YouTube recordings without permission. let me see if I can get this article up as well. But guys, think about how crazy this is right now. It says Warner Music Group and UMG both settled with AI platforms and are now licensing deals for AI training. The industry is pivoting from pure fight mode to, if you can't beat them, monetize them. I think that's an interesting saying there. But let's check out, if you can't beat them, monetize them. Okay. Now, you guys know the AI, what is that? The AI music tool that I use is Suno because, I think it sounds, honestly, it's just the leader and how it sounds. And the songs that come out pretty decent. But what is this? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Get out of here. Get out of here. Bro, that is a big advertisement. So these music groups and these studio owners have sued Suno and all other AI music platforms for over $3 billion, 20 plus thousand songs. They're saying that Google and all these other AI platforms have essentially trained their models on all this music. And I think that's kind of unfair to say it trained in all music. We all technically have trained ourselves on all music. Every song that I've listened to from before I even started producing and making beats and all this stuff has influenced the type of beats and music that I made. Every song I've learned from. I learned kick drums, 808s, pads, all of these instruments I learned from other songs. So for these companies to sue, right, for Warner Music Group to sue the AI for training on us, like, they should sue me too. They should sue everybody that creates music today because we learned on all other music. I just think it's funny that they are suing for something that everyone's doing. Like, if AI is doing it, it feels more taboo, but this is what we all do. How do you learn how to make music? You listen to other music and you copy it. I literally started making music by copying beats. I would listen to a song and I would just go remake it on FL Studio using FL Studio packs and stuff like that. And I got really good at that, by the way. It was actually quite interesting, but I lost all of it because it was my mom's computer. All right. Deezer, which is a platform, has banned fully AI generated music from its algorithm. The only major platform to do so, actually. And nowadays, even when I'm about to publish a song, it asks you in percentages how much AI was used for the song. And I think that's a weird question to put, like, how much AI. So, like, even if I use no AI, there's still AI in the music. At some point, something is automated and doing calculations. Like, I don't understand the question. How much AI? To make $3,000 a month on Spotify, an artist needs 750,000 plus streams. The economics are already brutal before AI floods the market. So just think about that. For normal artists to make at least $3,000 a month on Spotify, you need at least 750,000 streams. The economics are insane. Now you add 50,000 AI songs being uploaded daily, you're making that number go up even higher. You might need 1 million plus streams to get $3,000. So it's going to water down the payments, but I think something will shift eventually to how we monetize music in general. New ethical AI licensing frameworks are emerging. It says artists get paid royalties when AI trains on their style. And I think this is the future, honestly, of music. I think this is the future of a lot of things. Music, movies, most entertainment is going to be royalties on using Frenchie Riff's music, for example, right? Someone wants to prompt an AI to make a song like one of my songs from whatever album, whatever song I've produced. 10 years ago, I can be like, yeah, sure, pay whatever that royalty fee. You can use all you want. You can even use my own voice. This is going to be, it seems like we're headed towards this style of royalty payout. And I think this will actually be a good thing for the artist, because early on in any new model, like the artist always gets paid very well, compensated quite well for their efforts. And it's always, as time goes by, that number starts to go down. Like if you go back, the early days of hip hop, or even like Michael Jackson's contracts, by the way, are super interesting with Sony, because at some point he owns like a good portion of Sony records, and he owns all of his records, and he bought like the Beatles' entire records, like crazy ownership stuff like that. But he was getting paid. You can't barely do that now. Right now, you go into a deal, you don't own most of the stuff. So it's being owned by somebody else. So as time goes by, of course, how much money you're going to profit from this new style of payments or payouts is going to dip. But I think the beginning is always good for artists. So if you're an artist, take advantage of what's coming. And if you want to loan out your music or your style for AI to train on, I think that's an easy way to get paid for your effort. It's still getting paid for your music, by the way. Biblical angle on the new wave of music, or where the market is going. It says, the Bible says the worker deserves his wages. Now, I know we can take these verses out of context, so I want to be careful and not, take what Jesus was saying about paying a worker his fair wages. But this is a creative labor market. You're making art. It's music, right? And it takes time to produce good music. It takes time to make a song that someone can listen to on repeat, because all of the sounds are clean. The sound, they're good and they're professional. It's like someone is putting a lot of work into it. And the Bible says a worker deserves his wages. Like, you pay a man his wages. If somebody come and works for you for 5 hours, you pay that man for 5 hours, right? The Bible supports paying someone for the wages. And I think this is super important, especially if you're an artist and you make music. Like, it's important for you to be compensated for the work that you've done. I 100,000% support this at all costs. Creative labor has value, but does the law protect it? Not yet, but I think they're working on it. What does this mean for worship musician, indie Christian artists, when AI can generate their sound for free? I don't think this affects anybody that makes music out of the love of music, because there's still a giant gap between AI music and real, like, made from scratch music from a human being. The gap is still pretty big. There's like a weird whisper in like AI songs, and you can hear it, but eventually that's going to go away and the quality is going to be good. But so if you're a Christian artist, should you worry about AI generating your sound for free? No. Like, if you're Forrest Frank, for example, are you worried if somebody can prompt a song that sounds just like Your Way's Better? I wouldn't. Well, because the Your Way's Better song it's good. Like, it's good. You can listen to it all the time. Like, maybe a version of it somebody might have based on your song. But still, your song was the originator. I don't think you have anything to worry about as a Christian artist. Now, there are some things that you can worry about, like somebody takes Forrest Frank's song, trains on it, and then all of a sudden, twist the message but have it sound exactly like Forrest Frank and claim to be Forrest Frank. I think that's a danger, and something that, yeah, of course you're going to want to keep an eye out. Is there going to be some bad guys that will take advantage of things like that? For sure. What does it mean for honestly, the indie Christian artist is something that I've never paid a lot of attention to, even though I'm technically an indie artist. But the legal system is now deciding what creativity is worth, and the church should be in this conversation. I don't know how the church will get themselves involved in this conversation, but I know a lot of worship pastors out there that have opinion, that are going to have opinion. There's probably going to be a worship pastor out there that's going to be the first one to crank out an AI song in the worship, and it's going to create some controversy. If it hasn't happened already, mark my words, it will happen. It's going to create controversy, and we're going to talk about it right here on this channel, guys. That was crazy. That was a lot. Listen, our last section of the show. All right, we're gonna have some music in the background so we can get it pumping around here. But we're gonna be talking about some viral and trending news real quick. We're gonna go pretty fast because there's a lot that's going on in the world, and I don't want to be insensitive to all the things that's happening, because we all know all, the war, rumors of war. It kind of feels like Matthew 24 is happening in front of our faces, but again, who knows? All right, let's get this music going real quick, because I think we need to. All right, there we go. Yeah. All right. So, a couple of trending things I wanted to talk about real quickly is first news is 4 churches control what the world worship. What? There's a research that just came out. Let me go ahead and pull this up, because this is actually kind of crazy to think about. Yeah. All right, check this out. Academic research. Let me get this out. Academic research reveals that the top 35 worship songs sung globally trace back to only 4 church groups. I'm going to say this one more time. The top 35 worship songs sung globally trace only to 4 church groups: Bethel, Hillsong, Elevation, and Passion Church. What? A tiny handful of churches is shaping the worship vocabulary, theology, liturgical methods of millions of congregations worldwide, and most local churches don't realize how much their Sunday morning is shaped by a handful of mega churches in California, Australia, and North Carolina. In North Carolina, I know that is Elevation, because I've been to Elevation. It's very loud. They got a lot of nice sounding speakers, but it's cranking in there. It's like a concert. Bethel's Music 2026 store launches April 19th in Seattle. Still touring strong despite doctrinal controversies. We know Bethel Church, they're not immune to a lot of controversy with their leadership and staff. But I've talked to my worship pastor, actually, at our church about this, and I think they, a lot of worship pastors at our church that I talk to, they separate the music from the fallible human beings that created it. So it's like, if the song you listen to is a worship music, like when that person was writing that song, they were writing that song to God, and it's still glorifying the name of the Lord, regardless how fallible this human being is. Now, how long will the church accept these things? I don't know. I think there is a I think there is a date, and there are some churches that are gonna wake up one day and you're like, yeah, we're just not going to listen to any of these songs. We're not gonna sing any of these songs from these people. But again, I don't take that view. I think you separate the music. God uses whatever he wants for his glory and his glory alone. Is this influence healthy or dangerous? These churches produce high quality music, but also have theological distinctives not every church shares, right? So these 4 churches that impact almost all of the music we worship to, we sing, at least top 35, right? These 4 churches. Is this influence healthy or dangerous? Small churches often can't develop their own worship identity when everyone sings the same 35 songs. Now, I think AI is going to play a part in this because there's all these worship music, all from 4 main churches that we're all singing and shuffle, and they're great songs. Don't get me wrong. Every time I'm in church and we're singing these songs, they're so powerful. The words are so strong, and it's like they're edifying. They just help you get into the state of the posture of worship. But I think the heat on these churches personally is going to get just gradual to where we're going to look for other ways of maybe changing their songs, maybe using AI to create different versions of the song. I don't know. People sing different versions of those songs anyway. They do different keys, they add a different instrument, add an electric solo. Like, people change these Bethel Hillsong Elevation Church songs all the time. So what's the difference if you just let AI give you a variation? I don't see a big difference, but whatever. This is probably a controversial hot take there. What happens to hymns, gospel spirituals, Black church tradition, and diverse worship voices when 4 organizations control the playlist? Listen, pair with this AI story. If 4 churches control worship and AI can generate infinite worship songs, what does authentic, local, embodied worship even look like in 2026? What your church actually singing on Sundays? I'm actually curious, guys. Let me know in the comments what your church is singing on Sundays. Is it one of these songs from Bethel, Hillsong, Elevation, or Passion? I guarantee you one of those big organizations, there's a song in there at your church. Now, when I was growing up in the youth, most of the songs we were singing was from Chris Tomlin. Matter of fact, I've memorized Chris Tomlin songs just because we sang it so much. Like, that's what we were growing up with. But nowadays, it's Bethel, Hillsong, and Elevations. These new churches that are very good at writing songs. We have to give them the props. All right, guys. So before we close out the show, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of edifymusic.com, where you can listen to a lot of songs for free. All the Christian songs that we made, not AI, straight from beat making, from lots of artists, Lexa Lynn, Doka, and many more artists that are on that platform at edifymusic.com. Guys, our community is going to grow. It's picking up. Shout out to those of you guys that checked out the live tonight. There's upcoming shows, because I would like to tell you guys about movies, Christian movies that are coming up. But there is a tour coming up. It's a Phil Wickham tour called Songs of the Saints tour, and it's in fall 2026. I bet that's going to be absolutely great. I'm a big Phil Wickham fan. I've sampled one of his songs, by the way. Bethel Music has a tour. Speaking of Bethel, they're coming off of starting in Seattle, and I know they're going to pack the place out. Very popular, good worship music, I'll be honest. And industry moments, we got Cody Carnes and Naomi Rain release a new version of Here I Am to Worship. Oh, I'm going to listen to that today. That's one of my favorite songs. Speaking of Chris Tomlin, right? And it's for their Here I Am to Worship album, and the song has been covering churches for about 25 years. That's probably when I was just hearing it as well, 25 years ago. That's pretty cool. And there is a conference, Worship Together conference in Tennessee. I won't be going, but I know Chris Tomlin, Cody Carnes, Natalie Grant, all these people that I was hearing growing up are going to be at that conference. So if you are in the Tennessee area, go and check that out. And all right, so let's wrap the show. Tonight's deep question was, what does authentic worship actually require, and can technology ever replace it or replicate it, for lack of a better word? If we've got an AI gospel singer at number one, worship being shaped by 4 mega churches, 60% growth in streaming, where is all this going? And is the church thinking carefully enough about it? Every major technology in music history sparked controversy in the church. The organ was called the devil's instrument. That's crazy. Electric guitars almost split congregations in the 1950s. Very interesting. You should read about that. Contemporary Christian music, CCM, was called worldly compromise in the 1970s. Drums in worship, ? Some churches still fight about drums, by the way. And I think the volume of drums is probably a big fault the most. The pattern is technology arrives, the church panics, then eventually adapts it and uses it for good. But is AI any different? Will we see the backlash of AI early on before it's something that the church adopts? What makes AI different this time? And I'm just gonna speak from a pro kind of AI, and also against it a little bit, just so we can see both sides. It says here, AI doesn't just play music differently; it generates music from scratch, quote unquote, with no human creative act behind it. I tend to kind of disagree with that statement as well, because crafting the prompt, which you could see on one of our videos where I did Suno, it's not easy. You have to really capture some elements so the song comes out actually worth listening to. AI has no testimony. Gospel music is built entirely on testimony. Like I once was lost, but now I'm found. AI doesn't have that relation. AI has no prayer, no struggle, no encounter with God. AI Solomon Ray appears on real worship playlists with no disclosure. You just listen to it. You don't even know it's AI. Multiple AI worship songs generators now exist, like Suno, Numi, and Soundverse AI. So you can go to all these and hear AI music. But God wants costly worship. This is a real Solomon Ray song. Right, this is a quote from Solomon Ray AI music. It says here, AI worship costs nothing. And is that a feature or a warning? AI undermines the ability of worship musicians to earn a living. And is that justice? So there's a lot of pros and cons in the early days of all this, but we know technology accelerates. The church has decided not just can we do this, but what do we lose if we do? AI music might be the moment where we finally have to define clearly, theologically, what worship actually is. Not just a song, not just a sound, but a soul turning toward God. By definition, is something AI does not have and probably will never have. Last thing I'll say, guys, the industry is moving towards licensed AI frameworks, royalty tracking, ethical standards. So the question is whether the church is watching closely enough to engage the conversation, or if we'll wake up in 5 years from now singing AI generated songs without knowing it. Yikes. I think we'll know it, to be fair, but it's still something that's not easy to think about. And I hope, I didn't record this. And I hope that if we do wake up 5 years from now and AI music in the church is normal, it's like, will we come back to like this video and this conversation and go, wow, we were so young and dumb back then? Or right, or kind of how we look at electric guitars in the church now, they're kind of normal. Some people still bring a fuss about it, but most people accept it, and some people enjoy it. If you're a musician like me, I love a nice solo. Still, it's like, what are we going to look back on when that day comes? Guys, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time checking in Locked In Christians, welcome. Join our community every Friday, 8:30. We are live right here, Locked In Christians. We have our Instagram. You can find us at lockedin.ch, and on TikTok, Locked In Christians, all one word, and on X or Twitter at Bro Locked In, because Locked In was already taken. So join us on any of those platforms. We're active on there, and say hello, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for checking out Locked In Christians. I'm Frenchy Riff. I'll see ya.
Yeah, praising the God above me. I used to feel unworthy when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship. Yeah, praising the God above me. Used to feel unworthy. Yeah, when I need love and mercy. Need to get back to worship. Yeah, I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting. Back in 2020, I was a babe in the faith, I was teething. Praising God above me. I used to feel unworthy. Yeah, when I need love and mercy. Yeah, need to get back to worship. Yeah, I need to get back to serving, praying, kneeling, early service meeting.